This is a video to correct task 6, page 151. So I have Mina is cycling home. This graph shows her journey, and they ask you to, well, I will use this one, find her distance from home after 2 hours. Right, so this is the line for time, and this is the line for the x for distance, and they asked you to get the distance after 2 hours. So this is after 2 hours, and right, and this is distance from home, right? So this is from home, and she was cycling to go home since she started with distance 80 kilometer from home, and at 2 hours or after 2 hours she still have 60 kilometer to go home, right? So it's not 60 kilometers she cycled for, but this is the distance between the two, the departure distance and the arrival distance here. So the distance that she cycled for is 80 minus 60, which is equal to 20 kilometers. So she cycled for 20 kilometers in 2 hours. After that, how long did she take to cycle home? Well, they are asking you about the time. So you just need to check when she arrived home, when the distance to her home is equal to 0. So it's after 6 hours. My God, she cycled for 6 hours. Right, this is a very long time to cycle to go home. After that, work out how far she traveled in the first 3 hours. So the first 3 hours she arrived here. This is 3 hours she arrived here, and I just need to read what is the time, what is the distance that she, the distance between this position and her home. So it's obvious it's 50. And I just need to do 80 minus 50 to get the distance she drove for. So 80 minus 50 is 30 kilometers. So this is for the first 3 hours, she drove for 30 kilometers, right? After that, work out how far she traveled in the second 3 hours. So this is in the second 3 hours. And it's obvious that you need to do, in total, she drove for 80 kilometer, or she cycled for 80 kilometer. And in the first 3 hours, she cycled for 30 kilometers. So you just need to do 80 minus 30, which is 50 kilometer. All right, after that, Mina said, I cycled more quickly in the second 3 hours than I did in the first 3 hours. Is it true? Give a reason for your answer. So in the first 3 hours, she cycled for 30 kilometer. In the second 3 hours, she cycled for 50 kilometer. And it's the same period of time. So in the first one, she cycled for 30. In the second one, she cycled for 50. Well, obviously she drove faster, or she cycled faster in the second 3 hours, because in the same amount of time, she cycled for more distance. So she cycled for 50 kilometer in comparison of 30 kilometer in the same period of time. So she is right. Since she cycled for a longer distance, in the second 3 hours, right? She cycled for 50 kilometer, but the first 3 hours only 30 kilometer. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know if you need more explanation about that, and see you during the Zoom session. Bye-bye. See ya.